My name is Nassime Saps.
Let's get started. All right, so today's video is going to be about several different things.
Because if you look at it, who runs the space program? Who runs NASA? Who runs the military? It's the reptilians. Who runs our government? The reptilians. Who runs Congress? The reptilians. And so the reptilians, particularly in America, are always going to be in charge of America because their tentacles are everywhere. Who are the reptilians? They're the snakes. They're Lucifer's faction. America was set up to be Lucifer's country, his great end-time power nation, and that's exactly what it's become. But it's been taken over along the way by these reptilians who, at one time, were angels. See, none of them at this point in time even know who they came from because Satan has given them false histories. And so they throw all this stuff out about Enki and Enlil and all this garbage. And you know it's false histories. He's given them all a false history of who and what they are and where they came from. None of them even know their original origins. That their grandparents, because I don't know how long a reptile actually survives. Lucifer's immortal, but doesn't mean all of them, the rest of them are. They were original angels in heaven who joined Lucifer in his fall and rebellion against heaven. And when they came to earth, and Lucifer was corrupting the Garden of Eden through Lilith and then Eve, he was cursed to be a reptile. And so all of those with him were cursed to be reptiles as well. And so that's who this whole reptilian branch is. They were once angels aligned with Lucifer in his rebellion against heaven. And so over the centuries, over the years, these reptiles have offspring, and they have offspring, and they have offspring. And so what they did was develop a false sense of history of where they come from in space or whatever. I mean, it's just all lies. That's what he does. He develops a whole lie chain of histories, and nobody knows who they are. So reptiles are directly involved with Lucifer's rebellion against heaven. They were the angels that were with Lucifer when he fell. And so what we deal with now is all their offspring, because they were all cursed to be reptiles, snakes. That was part of their judgment, part of their curse. They lost their angelic looks. And it also affected their DNA because they produced reptile children. So these are the ones in control of NASA, of what we think we know about space and what we don't. They keep the truth away from us. And they are taking over the space command. Because humans think they're making such monumental leaps into space technology because of the technology they get from these aliens, different factions of aliens they work with. And there are many different factions of groups of aliens. They're not just one world. There are many different countries divided up. I'll say it so you can explain it. There's many different nations of them within a world, so to speak. And we just call them factions instead of nations. The tall whites are involved with this. The tall whites are the ones who can relate to humans the most because the tall whites were part of Enoch's rebellion. They are the offspring of the angels who fell, the 200 angels who met on Mount Hermon and agreed to leave heaven and come to earth to procreate with human women. You can read about the Enoch's rebellion, what we call the Enoch's rebellion, the Watcher rebellion, in the book of Enoch. He describes it. And so they did not lose. They lost their angelic powers, but they didn't lose their angelic looks. So they look very tall and they look very humanoid because they were at one time also angels in heaven. And so they can relate to humans the most because they look like them the most. If you saw a reptile, you'd be scared crapless. They're ugly. They stink. And so that's why technology seems to take such leaps and bounds, because the humans on our planet, this planet, are working with different various of these alien groups all over the place. The Navy has a group they work with. The Army has a group they work with. The Army typically works with the reptilians. The Air Force typically works with tall whites. The Navy, we have our own Navy, separate apart from the military Navy. All these factions have their own militaries within them. You know, if they even have their own submarines that they use, airplanes, space posts. There are what you call outposts throughout space. And folks, they can't go that much high out of our atmosphere around the Earth. The space station is about 18 miles above Earth. They're not going much higher than that, because then they hit the Van Allen radiation belts, the Kuiper belt, they hit all that stuff. They can use wormholes through that. And so I don't always discount that they can go deep space if they can get out there with alien technology, because they can come into Earth. So obviously there is a way out of Earth. I know that there's portals that aliens can use to access Earth if they can get through the portals. And so I'm sure humans have gotten out through alien technology, not our technology. And so this is why they need aliens and aliens need humans. Because aliens, all these different nations and groups and factions of aliens, want their foothold on Earth. They want to control Earth. Earth is the prized planet in the galaxy. It is the prized planet. But for us, it's not so good, because to them, we're their food source. We're the prized planet of food. And also minerals. They like the minerals on Earth. Gold, silver, copper, whatever it is they mine. And so, Earth is a treasure. And so all these aliens, former fallen angel offsprings, fight for control of Earth. And they do it through the humans and the militaries and the governments. They have the Illuminati bloodlines on Earth, which is all reptilian run. The Illuminati is the reptilian nation. You have the tall gray nation that's standing up as the eighth regime, taking over the world through Gesera and Nasera and all their bribes and lies, revamping the world's economy. They've been fighting with the reptilians for control. And all of the people in the military who work with these aliens, consider it just like something like the CIA. Because all of these black projects, what we call black projects, super secret projects, hidden away black military, they call it, because it's hidden away, it's kept secret. They only use hybrid humans. So it's very selective in who gets to be involved with it. They don't just take John the Christian sitting in a church and let him work in a black project or in the black military. They consider your bloodlines, your genealogy. Most of them are hybrids, half human, half alien, and those are the ones who are chosen for these programs. Just like the CIA, they call it the family because it's all considered bloodline. You have to have alien bloodline to get in the CIA, to be a long-standing family member of the CIA. They call it the family because it's bloodline, just like the Illuminati. They're all alien bloodlines, Rh negative. It's all bloodline related. You know, even the mob, the Italian mob, you hear them screaming, oh, you're not real blood, you're not real Italian. It's Illuminati bloodline. Even that is run by Illuminati bloodlines. All of these things around us, surrounding us, are serpent seed bloodlines. We're dominated and controlled every direction by the serpent seed. Humans, hybrids, are being created everywhere. They take pregnant women out of their beds at night and insert alien DNA into the fetuses of the babies they're carrying. That's why so many normal-looking people are having these really outrageously smart kids, because they're triple-digit IQs. They're not double digit like most mankind. They're triple digit. They're extremely smart. It's because of their bloodlines. It's because of the DNA, the alien DNA within them. They're not fully human. They're half human, half alien. And so that's why they get picked up and picked off for these projects. They're the ones who will be working in space programs and military programs that are cut off from the rest of the public. A lot of them are chosen and groomed as children. They've learned to go into these other realms of the fifth dimension. And when they're in the fifth dimensional realms, because there's different realms within the dimension, as children, they will come into contact with angels. They're protected by angels if need be. And so you'll hear a lot of them. They'll start to describe angels they see. They'll give them names. Some of it's a lot of truth mixed with lies, put it that way.
That all of this is connected. And all of this is focused on one very religious goal, okay? These people have a religious goal, okay? Their life goal is a religious one. And if you want to know exactly what it is, go to your search engine, look up Lucis Trust, Lucis Trust, United Nations. Okay, and then after that, type in Luciferian initiation. So, in the United Nations, this was a real true statement coming from the United Nations itself that says, worldwide, there will be a grand Luciferian initiation for all people, and it will be the only way for you to enter into the new age of the New World Order, and that all people across everywhere will have to undergo the Luciferian initiation in order to live in that world. This is coming from the devil. Okay, that is a religious statement. That is not an atheistic statement. That is a religious statement.
Guys at the same time.
Really, Liv? What time did you wake up? Are you okay?
Liv, I'm getting vaccinations.
Vaccinations. Come on, baby, go get dressed.
They put something dead inside you. Dead. Into your blood. Gruesome.
Ella J, please go get dressed.
Liv, the stuff that they put in me isn't dead anymore. It came back alive. Could that really happen?